Hey y'all, welcome to Back Porch Cooking and Reminiscing. We're the Morgans, and as always, we're happy to have y'all here with us today. Now, today we're going to be doing some cooking, maybe a little reminiscing as well, but we're going to be doing our version of a Philly cheesesteak. Now, what's going to be different about this is that we're going to make this like a grilled cheese sandwich. It's going to have that butter toasted bread. It's going to have the Philly meat, peppers, onions, the cheese. Oh, it is going to be just so good. So remember, if you haven't already, need you to subscribe, like, and hit that bell button. Help us to grow the channel and make sure that you're getting notifications when we post new videos. So here we've got our meat, been marinating in the bag for a few hours. And you can see here we've got this A1 marinade. It's a New York Steakhouse marinade, and we like it pretty well. We've used it before, and we like it pretty good. Don't really have to put anything extra in with it. Just pour it in the bag and marinate. So there you can see it's A1. And of course, we got our good old bunny sandwich bread and our peppers and onions. I cut those up a little while before the video just so it'd be done. We wouldn't have to wait on that. All right, so now we're going to get to cooking. We're going to put our oil on the grill. And as always, you take your spatula and kind of smooth it out a little bit. And again, you don't have to have a flat top to be able to do this. You can do any of this in a pan. You may have to use a couple of pans, but you can do it that way. But we spread our oil out, and now we're ready to put our peppers and onions on. So now we got our peppers and onions on there, and they're starting to cook. And we'll get all the little pieces out that was left stuck to the bowl, and we'll be ready to start mixing these peppers and onions up here in just a minute. All right, so just take your spatula and move them around, get some of that oil on all of it. Just let it start cooking. Now we're going to squirt a little water on there. As y'all have seen in the past, little water helps out a whole lot with vegetables especially. Put your little water on there, that's going to create some steam. And then just, again, move it around, stir it up good, and just keep it cooking. Now I'm going to get my dome here, and we'll put a little more water on there and then put that dome on. And that'll help a lot with the cooking process as well. I'm going to put some oil down here on the other side as we're going to put our meat on there. And again, just smooth it out a little bit. That way you don't have puddles of oil. You kind of got a smooth surface to put your meat on. And I'm going to grab that meat now. We're going to open that bag up. We're just going to pour that meat right out where we put that oil at. Now, when we first got this steak, it's a rib steak, and it's very thin sliced. Got it at Food City. And if you can't find this particular meat, just anything that is thin sliced, shaven, will work for this recipe. You can use sirloin or whatever. Back in the day when we did the food truck, I'd go get my butcher to freeze a sirloin roast, and then he'd run it through the meat slicer and shave it so that we could do the Philly cheesesteaks with it. And that's how we started out doing Philly cheesesteaks. But this is something I saw, I say, at Food City, and I thought, I want to try that and just see what it tastes like. So that's what we're using today. But again, you can use any thinly sliced meat. You can actually use a thicker sliced meat. You just have to work it a little harder. We checked our onions and peppers, throw a little more water up underneath that dome, and then we just start stirring on that meat until we get it browned and fully cooked. Just takes a little bit of time. You use your two spatulas, and you're gonna hold on to it with one spatula and push it with the other spatula, and that's how you break it into smaller pieces. You want it in fairly small pieces for your sandwich. And you just keep working it and keep working it and until you get it all broke up the way you want it. And again, totally your preference of how small a pieces you want or how big a pieces that you want. This is also the point where if you want to add any additional seasonings to it, it would be a good time to do that. Again, it's totally up to you. You do what you want to do. I just wanted the A1 marinade on mine. Didn't add any salt or pepper or anything to it, but you do you. Now we're going to stir our peppers and onions up a little bit more, and I'm telling you, this is smelling so good right now. It makes you want to just stop and take it up right then and put it on some bread, but we're not going to do that because we got a plan and we're going to work our plan. So just keep those peppers and onions moving and keep them cooking. All right, I think our meat's getting pretty close to being ready. It's looking really good. Still a few pieces in there bigger than what I want them to be, but that's okay. So we've moved our meat over to the side now, and our onions and peppers are pretty close to being ready. So we're going to incorporate our meat in with our peppers and our onions and get everything all stirred up. Oh yeah, this is looking the way we want it to be looking right now. All that pretty brown meat and those pretty green onions and or green peppers and white onions. And again, the smell is just unbelievable. All right, so we're going to take our bowl that we had our peppers and our onions in, and we're going to get it over here and get this stuff off the grill because it's cooked enough and it's ready to go. So let's see if I can get it in the bowl without dropping it all over the place. Doing pretty good so far. Now we're going to get it all because we don't want to miss none of this and leave it on the grill. Alright, let's get this last little bit up. And then it'll be time to toast our bread. Alright, so I've pre-cut our pats of butter and put them on the bread. And we're going to just put it on the grill just like this right here. Just kind of rub it around a little bit. We want to incorporate that butter to the bread just like you would if you was making a grilled cheese sandwich. And once we get all our pieces on there, we're going to move it around a little bit more. But be really careful if you're doing it this way because that grill is hot or that pan's going to be hot and very easily could burn your finger. Probably should be using a spatula or a set of tongs to do this with, but hey, I'm a daredevil. What can I say? Okay, so now we're going to start putting our provolone cheese on there. We're going to put one piece of provolone on every single piece of bread. And so we want that provolone to start melting. I'm going to get our meat that we put back a few minutes ago, get it over here and start putting it on the bread. It's best to use a set of tongs to do this, and that way you can get your meat on your bread without it completely falling off. You're going to have a little bits going to fall back off onto the grill, but that's no big deal. We're going to have a plan for that too here in a few minutes. So just get your meat put on every one of your pieces of bread. Now there is a simpler way to do this. Instead of putting meat on all four pieces of bread, you could put the meat on just two pieces of bread and then put your top on. But again, I'm a daredevil, so I'm gonna do it this way, and maybe I'm gonna show you how not to do it. All right, so now we've pretty much got all of our meat out of the bowl and on our pieces of bread, and I was picking up these last few little pieces that fell off and putting it back on top of the sandwich. And the fun part's about to start happening. So we're going to let our bread toast here, and then we're going to do the big thing. We're going to flip these puppies. Right, so I turned the heat up just a little bit so that they brown a little quicker. The ones on the back end are going to brown more than the ones on the front, but that's okay. And now comes the interesting part. Oh yeah, did a great job on that. So now we're going to get back the little pieces that did fall off. We're going to move them up here more toward the center. Now remember, those bottom pieces were already browning a little quicker than the top pieces were, so we want to get that meat off of there and put that over here to the side because we're going to eat that in a few minutes. And now we're going to do a second flip, believe it or not. Look at how beautiful and golden brown that these sandwiches are. I'm going to go ahead and turn the grill off now because it won't take but just a few seconds for that second side to get nice and brown just like this top one is. Check it there, see what it looks like. I believe it's looking pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and take them off the grill. And does that not look good? It's about a half a pound sandwich with 2 pieces of provolone cheese. So, and be hungry if you're going to fix these. And we're going to scoop up those little pieces that fell off. And again, we're not going to get rid of those. We're going to keep those because we'll have that later. All right, so Audrey's already come out here and grabbed hers, so that leaves me with one left. So I wanted to spread this apart for you and let you see what that's going to look like down on the inside. See if I can get you a little closer here. That is some good looking food right there. Hope if y'all try this at home that you'll enjoy it. I'm fixing to try me a bite of it, see what I think. So excuse me for just a minute. That is so good. Meat's good and tender. Peppers and onions are tender. That little bit of smokiness with the provolone cheese. That is good. Again, hope y'all try this at home. Remember, if you like our videos, subscribe, like, and hit the bell button. Thanks, guys.